Coming up on Mountain News this morning, Eastern Kentucky officials are playing catch-up after a variety of severe weather hits the region. And officials urge you to be mindful of road conditions during your early morning commute.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Chas Gayhart. It is 6:32 on Monday, January 10th. Let's go over and check in with Brandon on what could be a pretty crazy morning if you're trying to get to work.
Exactly. So be very careful out there as you head out the door this morning, because we've got our pipe cam pulled up and you see a lot of what looks like wet spots on those roads this morning. So that means we're going to be seeing the possibility for some icing conditions. It's very cold out there, so keep that in mind as you travel this morning. Take it easy, take it slow, be very careful as you head out the door. In parts of central Kentucky and southern Kentucky there. So again, everybody well below freezing this morning, and temperatures are continuing to drop as we get closer to 7 o'clock. 20 in Paducah, 20 in Louisville, 24 in Bowling Green, 27 in the Tri-Cities, and 24 in Charleston, West Virginia. Later today, we get above freezing. Sunshine takes us up to 35, but we get cold again tonight as we drop into the teens for overnight lows. Chas?
Thanks, Brandon. A deputy for the Morgan County Sheriff's Office died Saturday. According to the Sheriff's Office Facebook page, Deputy Alex Spencer died unexpectedly while off duty on Saturday. Spencer was less than a month away from graduating from the Department of Criminal Justice Training Academy. Officials with the Sheriff's Office say he was excelling in his training and was excited to serve the people of Morgan County. The remains of a man found in 2019 have been identified. The remains found by a land surveyor near Chimney Rock Road in Hazard were sent to the State Medical Examiner's Office in Frankfort, then transported to Forensic Anthropology Center at the University of Tennessee. With the help of KSP DNA testing and suspected family members providing DNA for comparison, the Perry County Coroner's Office was able to confirm the individual was George Feltner of Chimney Rock in Hazard. No foul play was expected. A Lexington man attacked his girlfriend, then set her apartment on fire during the weekend. Richmond police say Logan Browning broke into his ex-girlfriend's apartment with a baseball bat type of weapon. They said he attacked the victim, taking her handgun with him. Police say the woman and her 3 children escaped, but Browning stayed inside, firing off shots for hours. Police evacuated people from the building.
We were in there doing laundry, and they brought probably 20 people besides us in there with us, and the girl who I guess was with the guy, she was in there with her kids. She was crying.
Officers say Browning set the apartment on fire in the early hours of Saturday morning and left out the back door. Neighbors say the building was engulfed in a matter of minutes. Browning was arrested and was the only one who sustained injuries. One man has died after he was involved in a series of pileup crashes that occurred in Mount Sterling Thursday. Norman Taylor was on his way to a hardware convention in Nashville when the snowstorm hit. Roads quickly became treacherous for Taylor, who was coming from his home in Huntington. Close to 70 vehicles were involved in collisions on I-74 between Mount Sterling and Winchester.
It's extremely heartbreaking because he was a prayer warrior in my life. Very often he would encourage me with either a text or a Facebook message.
Taylor served at the First Church of Nazarene in Huntington, where he was involved in youth ministry. Friends of Taylor say he was a friend to everybody. A Laurel County man was arrested Thursday on Kentucky 472 near London. Laurel County first responders were trying to clear crashes and pull a fire truck from a ditch during the winter storm. That's when 58-year-old Jimmy Dean Gray drove in the wrong lane of traffic by first responders and sped around cars that were stopped. Gray lost control and went off the road. He was arrested and charged with 4 counts of wanton endangerment and reckless driving. I-75 near Mount Vernon was temporarily closed Sunday afternoon. Wet road conditions caused multiple crashes on the interstate, forcing it to briefly shut down near mile marker 72. The Mount Vernon Fire Department says 5 crashes occurred during the afternoon, including multiple cars sliding off the road and one going over an embankment. Minor injuries were reported. Road crews urged caution in the area as 3 was standing water on the interstate. Knott County officials are playing catch up after severe flooding and heavy snow. Damage is being addressed and the community leaders are hopeful the worst has passed. Knott County Judge Executive Jeff Dobson says thankfully no one was hurt or killed by the weather. He adds only one family had to be escorted out of their home.
We were fortunate enough we had our cabins at our Man-Made Adventure ATV park, and hey, they come in handy. We were able to move that family there to safety and a good warm dry place for those folks, that family.
Dobson says they only have a limited number of crews to work with. He adds he has applied for emergency funds to help fix some of the property damage caused by the flooding. Flooding and icy roadways have been an issue for many since New Year's Day, but officials in Pike County are still keeping an eye out even as the last round of snowfall is melting away. WYMT's Jordan Mullins has more from officials in Pike County on some possible dangers this melting ice and snow may bring to the region.
On New Year's Day, several areas throughout the Big Sandy region saw high water. Many of those areas required rescue teams to respond, including the Pikeville Fire Department's Swiftwater Rescue Team and its efforts in the Sidney community on Big Creek Road.
We ended up doing a couple of shallow water crossings and deploying the Zodiac and getting 6 out to safety to the road.
After major flooding, the area then saw several inches of snow the following Thursday afternoon, bringing its own dangers into play. But those dangers may linger even as the ice begins to melt.
Well, with the rain we have coming, we were kind of concerned about the possibility of flooding or flash flooding with the snow melt and the rain.
Runoff from the melting ice and snow could bring dangers of its own, such as minor flooding and even refreezing roadways overnight.
It could cause water to run across the road and refreeze, and even the cleanup efforts from the flood is going to be delayed for the snow and the ice. And then the more rain that's coming on top of that just makes it that much worse with the mud and debris that's already on the roads.
And officials are warning folks to keep an eye out.
Well, just big thing is to keep an eye on the weather, be weather aware, and keep an eye on your streams if you're concerned about that.
In an effort to keep the public safe through flood, snow, ice, and whatever Mother Nature may bring. In Pike County, Jordan Mullins, WYMT Mountain News.
A Kentucky woman got a response she'll never forget after she sent a letter to Queen Elizabeth. The letter included a photo of her daughter dressed as the Queen for Halloween, alongside the family's 2 corgis. Jelaine Sutherland's mom, Caitlin, says she sent a letter to the Queen just after Halloween when it was announced the Queen was ill. After waiting almost 2 months, they received a response from the castle, thanking them for the letter.
So we're basically just probably going to end up having a whole scrapbook full of stuff, so she'll really understand what's happening.
Caitlin says she isn't sure what Jelaine will be for Halloween this year, but she's not sure how she can top 2021.
.641 here on this Monday morning. It is cold and getting colder outside. We're still seeing those teens in Monticello, back over toward Wise, Williamsburg now at 19. So again, be extra careful out there. Slick spots very likely on those roads. Icy conditions across parts of the area. Anywhere that there was water over the road and it looks wet, but assume it's frozen this morning, so be extra careful out there this morning. Out the door forecast, sunshine will warm us up a little bit later today. You'll see conditions improve to above freezing there, right around 35 this afternoon. So enjoy that because another cold night is ahead as we head into your Tuesday morning. Chas?
Thanks, Brendan. And thank you for joining us. The time is now 6:41. Still to come on Mountain News this morning. Current and former U.S. politicians remember the life of a beloved senator.